So this, mm, so how have I learned to heal from my past and not just survive it? Well, this is a great question. So one thing is, I try not to be too hard on myself, to be honest. Even when things are not, when things are not going my way, because I feel like I've gone through a lot already, like in my previous years. So being hard on myself should not even be an option. And one thing that I've not that I probably didn't even mention in the course of this series is that at some point I was also like diagnosed of a very terrible, very deadly illness. So in between all of the things happening, so like again, different experiences. So every time I remind myself that, like the all the shege that I've seen like in the previous years, like is more than enough. I don't need to be too hard on myself. I just need to take things easy, even when things are not going the way I would expect them to go. And then so there's a question: what has forgiveness, whether of myself or others, meant in my journey? I think for others, I would say at the end of the day, we're all humans. Yeah, I mean, humans would always offend one another, and will always do things to others. Sometimes we do them, it's not like we want to do them intentionally. It's just the nature of humans. So I think I've come to realize that. I mean, I've realized that a long time, even before now. And yeah, I try not to be too hard on myself. I just take things easy, take things very light-heartedly, and yeah, that's been my approach so far. And then this question about, oh, are there still parts of my younger self that I carry with me today? Oh, 100%. Like I said, I remain the jovial me. Like I've always been like that. I think maybe it's something I picked up from my dad, because like I said, like my dad is someone that you can't stay with my dad for 10 in the space of 10 minutes. Like he's going to crack you up, like you are going to have a good laugh. Like in the space of that 10 minutes, you are going to have like good laugh several times. And I think I'm like that. So I think my sense of humor is probably like up there, and my friends say this. So I remain that very funny guy that everyone knew from when I was younger. So this is so what message would I send to my younger version? That's the younger version of me, who was just trying to get through the day. I mean, right now, if I would advise my younger self, I think what I'll tell him is that, you know what, you're not doing anything wrong. The fact that everything you're doing now is not yielding results, it does not mean that you're doing anything wrong at all. It's not just time for it to manifest yet. So just think of yourself as a raw gold, going through fire. So you need to go through that process, and when you eventually emerge, you would be such a beauty to behold. So I think that's the advice that I would give to my younger self. Um, so there's a question on balance. So how do I balance ambition with peace now that I've attained success? Well, I mean, again, success is relative, but I mean, definitely, if I compare where I am right now to where I was, yes, definitely, I would definitely say that there's been a tremendous amount of success for me. So, how do I balance ambition with peace now that I've attained success? So, right, honestly, my person, right now, anything that stresses me, you won't find me there. Be it friendships, be it relationships, be it anything at all that will take away my peace, anything at all that will stress me, you're not going to find me there. If a job is stressing me out, I'm going to quit, even if it means taking a pay cut. And yeah, that's where I'm at right now. So anything at all that's going to like maybe I'm very particular about both my mental health and my physical health. So I stay away from any situation that's going to mess that. And when I say that, my mental health and my physical health, I'm going to stay away from any situation that's going to mess with that. And even right now, we're in a world where it feels like if you're not careful, based on how everything in the social media and how everything looks like, if you're not careful, you're going to start feeling like you're lagging behind, especially when you start comparing yourself to your peers who are probably like traveling the world, driving really nice cars like the Teslas, the Mercedes Benz, and all of those things, buying houses and all of those things. If you're not careful, you start comparing yourself to, you start using that yardstick to measure your own success. And if you're not careful, you would not appreciate how far you have also grown as an individual. So personally, excuse me, I'm very content with my life. I I'm very, very where I am right now. I'm very content with my life, and every day I'm grateful to God for how far He has brought me. I mean, look at me. I mean, I'm married, have two kids, like living living the life that that I'd always dreamed of. Yes, I'm probably not traveling around the world, probably not, probably in a very small, but yeah, again, compared to where I'm coming from, like I'm every day I'm thankful to God, I'm grateful to God for how far He has brought me. And even if I don't fit into the definition of what people term a successful individual, I still make out time to celebrate how far God has brought me in life. To be honest, yeah. So I mean, for someone who is listening, and someone probably listening, and maybe you're struggling right now. Maybe you also grew up in tough circumstances, like similar to mine. What are my advice to you would just be that don't give up. Yeah, I mean, again, it probably would sound cliche, but genuinely, it's a genuine advice. It's a honest advice from me. Don't give up. Keep doing what you're doing. If possible, whatever it is that you're doing, if you can double the effort, do that. Just keep working hard. Keep knocking on those doors, and keep putting in the work behind the scenes. And before you know it, like the opportunity will present. Because what's going to be a disaster is if you are not putting in the work now, and then the opportunity comes to you, but you are not ready for it. So just keep putting in the work behind the scenes, keep doing everything you need to do, keep knocking on the door, so that when the opportunity eventually comes to you, you are prepared for it and it won't take you by surprise. So I think that's going to be my advice for you. So what's one practical habit or mindset shift that has truly changed my life's direction? One thing I do as an individual is that I just mentioned it, is that I so much believe in preparing yourself for opportunities, even if the opportunities are not there right now. I in my field or my line of work, I am constantly like reading, like increasing my knowledge, like getting certifications, just like again, like I said, just getting ready again. when I'm doing it, I'm not doing every time or anytime I'm doing it, I'm not doing it for the purpose of, oh, I'm doing now this because like I want this. Now, yes, it's part of it. Sometimes we increase our knowledge so that we can add more value on the job and then eventually, grow like to the next level of our career. But sometimes like the opportunity might not even be there that moment, but just keep doing it, keep seeking knowledge, because one day the opportunity is going to show up, and then if you're not prepared for it at the time that it showed up, then you've lost out on that forever. But if you're prepared for it, then it's just like very easy for you to just grab it. So yes, I think that's one. That's my mindset right now. Just like keep preparing for opportunities, and then when the opportunity presents itself, it's just going to fall to you naturally. It's just going to fall on your lap like naturally, because again, you're ready for it already. It's not like it's when the opportunity comes that you're now trying to like do different things to make sure that you grab that opportunity. Um. So how can people start to believe in themselves when everything around them says uh, not to? What I would say is, positive affirmations. Speak positive things to yourself. Words are very powerful. So I'll say, affirm positive things. Like even if the devil is like, dropping negative thoughts in your mind, just continue to profess positive things to yourself. Like I said, positive affirmations, and always tell yourself, that you've got this. Even if things are not working now, it's not going to be like that forever. So just keep being positive. Like, yes, again, like I said, it's sometimes it's easy to say that, oh, just keep being positive even when things are not working. But honestly, there is no other way. Being negative doesn't change anything. So if it doesn't change anything, then why not just channel that energy into positivity? So yeah, that's what I'm going to say. And then always tell yourself that you've got this, and remind yourself that you've got God's backing, because ultimately you were created by God. And the Bible says that His plans for us are of good and not of evil, and to give us an expected end. So just always like remind yourself of that. So the question here says, do I think that pain has a purpose? And if so, hmm, what did mine teach me? Pain. I definitely believe pain has a purpose, especially in my case, because I think in my situation, pain actually taught me resilience. I if there if there are two, 3 people, just 2 or 3 people in the world who are the only resident people, trust me, I am one of those 3 people. And if there's only one, trust me, I'm probably the only. Anyways, maybe that's an exaggeration, but I think pain taught me resilience. Because again, like I said, a lot of times I wanted to give up, but then I picked myself back up and I kept pushing, and I kept going. Pain taught me endurance, maybe similar to resilience, taught me endurance. I think very, very importantly, I think pain taught me empathy. And I say empathy because again, like I said, I've been there. At some point in my life, I lacked. I didn't have what people had. I couldn't even afford like the basic things. Then I remember I was reaching out to people for help, was so now these days, like I see people like, share things on social media, people asking for help, and then you see comments, people say, oh, this person is lying, or this person is just a corporate beggar and all of those things. I even maybe because I've like, experienced that firsthand. So pain like taught me empathy, and everything I'm able to do to support like Okay, anyways, I don't need to mention that, but everything I'm able to do to, support people in my own little way, I try to do it, because again, like I said, I've been there. I experienced black. I experienced, oh, all of these things that I mentioned. So very importantly, I think the most important lesson that pain taught me was empathy. Just like, be kind to people, be kind to not necessarily people, like be kind to even strangers. And so finally, when people hear my story, what do I want them to take away about resilience, faith, and the power to rise? Hmm. It's an interesting question. Again, I'm going to reiterate what I have said. Just keep going, keep pushing, keep knocking on those doors. Keep praying. Very importantly, keep praying and keep trusting God. Yeah, sometimes we're praying, and then it feels like God is not answering us. God, like, I mean, He created us and He understands us more than we even understand ourselves. So if He's not answering, if you feel like God is not answering your prayers at the moment, it's probably because it's not time yet, or maybe He has like something bigger in store for you. So just keep praying, keep again, and not just pray, keep putting in the work behind the scenes. And at the end of the day, what I would say is that the only person that can stop you is you. So you have your destiny in your own hands, and only you can bring yourself out of whatever situation you are in, and with God's backing, it's only a matter of time. And from my story and my experience that I've shared, like, it's obvious that it's only a matter of time.